Hello everyone, I'm Harvey and welcome to a new video on my YouTube channel. As you can see, I finished 4th overall and 1st in England in the 2021 season in FPL, and I would like to share some tips and tricks to help you along your FPL journey. Let's dive straight into it. So to review last game week 5 I scored 65 points, 7 above the average, so not the end of the world, but yeah, not a great game week again. Salah the captain obviously only got an assist and a clean sheet point, so that's not brilliant, but the consensus went with him, so I haven't actually lost too much in rank. Rodgers came out with a 10-pointer, 2 assists, and I believe 3 bonus or 2 bonus in the end. 3 bonus, yeah, because he got a booking in the game. So yeah, he's definitely a keep for me. I've seen a lot of wildcards this week where Rodgers has been excluded from the team for like a Dibbling or Smith Rowe, but I just think he offers insane value in that Aston Villa team. He's a 90-minute man, and yeah, he's just always in amongst the box as a number 10 or as a striker. So yeah, and he's also only 5.2 at the moment, so he's cheap as chips. João Pedro, obviously disappointing, only came on for a certain amount of minutes. I believe it was in the teens. Yeah, 19 minutes against the Forest, scoring a 1-pointer. So yeah, he may be a sell, maybe not necessarily this week because I haven't got the wild card, and I might save up my free transfers until a future game week. Palmer scored, but got subbed off early. I think it was in the 63rd minute. Yeah, so that's not great, but West Ham were absolutely killing him. They were just going into tackles like there's no tomorrow. So I think Maresca was just protecting Palmer there with the early sub. But yeah, I'm not going to complain about 8 points. Obviously, Konza came in with a goal and 2 bonus as well, I believe. Or was it 1 bonus? 1 bonus. So yeah, obviously that's a nice return, even though he didn't get a clean sheet. And Robertson got a clean sheet, obviously. Raya got 9 saves in the game against City, and he got a yellow card as well, so that meant he got 4 points, which means basically he's a completely different keeper from last season, because last season he was just scoring 6 pointers and 2 pointers and not getting any saves. But this season he's a completely different keeper because Arsenal are conceding more shots, which is evident through the amount of saves he's had so far. So yeah, I'll definitely either hold him or bring him on a wild card, because Arteta's not going to say anything in his press conference, and I can tell you now that he's just basically said that he's going to wait 24 hours until Raya's passed the fitness test. So yeah, useless information. But if I had Raya, I'd definitely keep him right now, because he's the best keeper in the league when he's fit, and I do believe he'll be fit against Leicester this weekend. So yeah, definitely a hold for me. In terms of the other players in the team, obviously Haaland, he's a robot. He scored another goal against Arsenal, got the full bonus as well, 3 bonus points. So yeah, if you don't have him already, just look at the points he scored already. I would definitely try and fix your team up and bring him in. But yeah, he's probably going to be my captaincy choice this week coming, and I will reveal that later on in the video. But apart from that, it was pretty blank really in terms of the points returns. So yeah, we'll move on to next week and hopefully we'll have a better week. But I still got a green arrow, even though I'm not anywhere near the top of the pile. I'm still 1.7 million. So yeah, it's early days, so hopefully we'll hit the ground running in future weeks. So moving on to my team selection for this week coming for game week 6. So you will have noticed that I've actually sold Diogo Jota already for Brian Mbeumo, and I actually caught his first price rise, and I believe he's meant to rise on Friday evening as well, or over the night. So yeah, I brought him in just to gain that 0.1, and I was convinced that I wanted Mbeumo anyway because he didn't have any cup fixtures or European fixtures in the week, so there's no chance. Well, there was a chance of a training injury, but no chance of a overplaying injury or anything else. But yeah, he is the priority for this week if you haven't got him already. He's the talisman for Brentford. He's on penalties, corners, free kicks, everything. And yeah, he's the main man for them, while Visser's injured, and obviously the new signing Thiago's out as well until around Christmas time. So yeah, he's definitely a transfer in this week if you haven't got him already. So I sold Diogo Jota because he's basically a minute's risk. He might start the odd game, but I don't want to risk that with Darwin on the bench, who actually scored a cracker for Liverpool last week. So yeah, I want 90-minute men in my team that are on penalties. So Mbeumo ticks that for me, and I may regret that decision, but I'm just going to have to live with it because I've gone for the minutes risk as a reason. In terms of the rest of the team, it looks quite solid this week if everyone's fit. Obviously, if Raya's fit, I do think he will be, but if he's not, then I've just to roll with the punches, really, just play without a keeper this week. I was tempted to go for Gabriel, and I still am actually, over Robertson, but Wolves have actually had a virus breakout in their camp this week, so it may mean a few academy players are stepping up in front of the first team players. So yeah, I just think Liverpool will run riot against them away at Wolves. So yeah, I'm keeping my Liverpool players, even though I've sold Diogo Jota, but I'm not sure he will start. That's the only reason why I've sold him this week. But in terms of the rest of the team, so I've got Aston Villa, Ipswich away, Rodgers and Konsa, absolutely fine playing on them in this fixture. I still think they'll win against Ipswich, even though Ipswich have turned a few heads recently in terms of their defence, because they're not as bad as people set out to be. So yeah, I think Aston Villa are team to target this week. If you've got Watkins, I'll definitely hold him, just because, again, I think Aston Villa will run riot against Ipswich, despite their strong defence so far this season, apart from City and Liverpool. But yeah, they're anomalies in the fixture run. So I've also got Palmer and Salah. I think these two are actually differentials this week because most people have gone for Saka, and he's due a price rise potentially on Friday night. So yeah, I've stuck with Salah and Palmer this week, and I'm hoping for returns from them. Obviously Semenyo, I think, again, he's a brilliant player to have at the moment. Southampton at home is probably one of the best fixtures on the calendar, so yeah, I can see him getting a few returns. Calvert-Lewin, obviously that was my transfer in last week. He didn't score or do anything against Leicester, but he did have a chance, a shot on target. So yeah, he's got an outstanding run of fixtures coming up, so I think it's an easy hold, obviously for me, because I've transferred in for a reason. But yeah, just look at that Siegfried coming up, and if you haven't got him already, I'll definitely consider him either on a wild card or just a cheap forward to bring in. Obviously Robertson against Forest away is not ideal, but I don't want to waste a transfer on someone that's going to play and is actually quite attacking for Fulham. And yeah, that's the main team really. The only slight opportunity for a transfer, as I said before, would be a Gabriel transfer in from Robertson, but I just see that as a bit of a sideways move because Robertson was rested midweek, so I think he's going to start against Wolves away, and I can see him getting a clean sheet, and Robertson's still on some set pieces as well, so I can see him getting an assist or maybe more. And yeah, that's the only other transfer I might make, because obviously I've got one free transfer left, having saved 2 for this week. And obviously my first one was for Mbeumo, so yeah, I'm just going to stick with the team for now. Maybe roll the other transfer for next week, and then obviously I'll have 2 going into game week 7. So that is the plan at the moment. In terms of the bench, obviously João Pedro is sticking out like a sore thumb, but yeah, I'm not sure about when he's going to return, so he's a bit of a problem at the moment for me. Obviously he's already gone down in price this week from 5.7, so yeah, he has got an ankle injury, and Hertzler himself actually doesn't know when he's going to return, so that's a bit worrying. If I had the funds, I'll probably move him on to Solanke this week, just because I think he's, again, the talisman for Spurs. Although Son is still there, I think Son's approaching the end of his time at Spurs in terms of his prime. So yeah, definitely recommend Solanke if you've got the funds. But yeah, I think I'm just going to hold on to João Pedro for now, and just be quite patient about it, because I actually bought him for 5.5, so if he goes down again, as you can see, I bought him for forgotten transfers. Yeah, if you can see there, I've got obviously 0.1 million tied up in him at the moment, so if he has another price drop, it won't affect my current price, if that makes sense. So Yeah, I'm just going to hold on to him and just stick him on my bench for maybe a couple of weeks, just to get more information. And then obviously I'll have another transfer that I've saved from this week if I don't go for Gabriel. So yeah, he's a problem at the moment, but I don't need to sort it out right now because my first 11 are actually quite good. So yeah, he's just there for now. In terms of the rest of the bench, so Valdemarsen's always going to be there. He's not a playing keeper, but he's the backup for Flecken if for whatever reason he gets injured. And yeah, just to touch on Brentford's fixture run coming up, yeah, it's like Everton's really. It's just unbelievable. There's just so many green fixtures, and even the red ones, Aston Villa away and Chelsea away, aren't too difficult either. So yeah, if you haven't got any Brentford players at the moment, I would definitely transfer them in, maybe a Flecken or another defender like Collins, just to cover their defence if you're on wildcard. If you are on wildcard, I'd rather go for Flecken than RAYA, just for that security that you know he's going to start. But yeah, if you want to take a risk, then obviously go RAYA. But I have to take the risk this week because I don't have another option. So yeah, moving on to my second bench player, who's Greaves. I've seen a lot of people include him on the wildcard this week, which is good to hear. So he's obviously the best, or if not one of the best, 4 million defenders at the moment. And again, Ipswich's fixture run is decent coming up. It's like Brentford and Everton's, as you can see. So yeah, I think he's just there for the eternity of this season, just to obviously save a few funds and come on for 1 or 2 points every now and then if my team is in crisis. So yeah, he's definitely a keep, and if you wanted to wildcard this week, I'll definitely include him as well, just because he's secure for minutes and Ipswich have got a nice fixture on coming up. So yeah, no complaints about him. And obviously Wout Faes is last on my bench against Arsenal away. He's actually risen in price to 4.1, and I think he's going to rise again this week to 4.2. So if I were you, I'd steer clear of him. He's just there to again to fill up my bench and free up some funds. So yeah, I wouldn't bring him in this week if you were considering it. But yeah, he's just there for now, just as a last bench player. But yeah, the captain this week is going to be Haaland. Newcastle away, I just think the consistency he's shown so far, he's just scored every single week, and got a few bonus every single week as well. I think I don't want to back against the consensus this week, because I learnt my lesson and gave it 3 with Palmer. So yeah, I'll go for Haaland this week, and obviously you can see that I've got Mbeumo vice at the moment. It's between him and Salah for the vice, but I don't think that'll matter because I think Haaland will definitely turn up against Newcastle away. And yeah, he's obviously the captain choice for this week, and hopefully this will be a better week than the last few. And that's it for this video. If you could please like, subscribe and comment on what I should do next, that'd be brilliant. See you in the next one.